passes, 20-plus air yards. That's an area we were concerned. Is Tom Brady going to be able to do this? Well, the answer has been overwhelmingly yes. So, Kurt Warner, with the rain, with the elements, with everything we see, what do we expect going forward?
Well, I tell you what, I expect it to continue, and I'm going to see your next-gen stat, and I'm going to raise you a next-gen stat that over these past 4 weeks, his wide receivers are getting 2.4 yards of separation on these deep throws. I mean, that would be #1 in the National Football League if it were to end today. So receivers are doing a great job. The offensive play calls have done a great job of opening up his wide receivers. And as he said, that guy getting comfortable at playoff time, that's a bad scenario for everyone else.
Absolutely. Rich?
Thanks. Teams played each other in Week 5 is when Dak Prescott went out for the season, and these are Andy Dalton's last 3 games. The Red Rifle catching fire at the right time. Take it away, Steve.
All right. Yeah, he is catching fire right now at the right time, huh, Irv?
Right
Let's
at the
talk
right
about
time.
it. Will his success today continue against the Giants?
Coach, I believe what he's doing, absolutely it will. Now, the way he's dispensing and dispersing that football amongst those wide receivers, it has really been a thing of beauty. And we knew CeeDee Lamb has been doing his thing, and Amari Cooper, who has more receptions than he's had in a season. But this dude right here, Michael Gallup, this is what Andy Dalton and Mike Gallup is taking this thing to another level. And really, CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper has been adding on to it. These guys, now, if they can average about 300 yards and at least 3 touchdowns the rest of these games, yeah, he's doing his job.
And we thought before the season started that these 3 receivers, what a receiving core they have over there in Dallas, right? Would all get 1,000 yards. And you know, Andy Dalton, you think about it, when you practice every day and play all the games, pretty soon you start getting pretty good.
Get pretty good.
They're pretty good right now.
Get pretty good at, Coach.
And that quick passing game has been really good.
That's the key, Coach. He's getting the ball out of his hand. So remember all the questions we had about that offensive line, right? But Andy Dalton's getting the ball out of his hands so quickly. Getting rid of the ball, getting it in these guys' hands, and boy, I mean, they're making plays. They're making plays.
Wait, was that the 88 guy?
That's one of the best catches I've seen right here. But I'm going to tell you something. Watch this kid now. Watch Michael Gallup. We don't give him enough credit because we talk CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. But Michael Gallup has really been playing great.
You spoke to CeeDee Lamb this week?
Yes, I did. Speaking of number 88, we should be talking about him. He is a bad man. Here's a little appetizer because I spoke with him this week.
For this game, they have to stay tuned and watch Sunday Night Football and root for the Eagles to beat the Washington football team, which has a win and in NFC East playoff scenario today. 7 teams enter Week 17 with a win and in playoff scenario, including the Cardinals and Rams, who play each other later in the afternoon. I am Rich Eisen. Go your way today, later on today. And again, the Washington football team, all they got to do is win tonight in Philadelphia, and they win the East. Mitch Trubisky, with a 3-game win streak, has the Bears in a win and in playoff scenario. All they got to do is beat Green Bay, and the winner of the Rams and Cardinals gets in. And then in the AFC, every single 10-win team has a win and in scenario except for the Colts.
That sounds so good.
The Colts need to beat the Jaguars and have one of these teams on the screen lose, and they make the playoffs. That's essentially the deal entering Week 17. So many chess pieces will be up in the air when toe meets ball at 1 Eastern time. Steve Mariucci, as always, you lead us off with a Sunday storyline.
Can my storyline be in the form of a question?
It may.
Whatever I want. It's Week 17, all right? Will Baker Mayfield plant his flag in the Cleveland sports lore by ending the misery in Cleveland with this 18-year-old drought? You were still a kid 18 years ago, Rich. They need a big win against their rival Pittsburgh Steelers, who are a little short-handed today, let's face it. You know, the Browns drafted Baker Mayfield #1 for a reason, right? To take that team to some new heights? Well, you know what? Here it is. Is he the franchise quarterback? Yeah. Can he? Will he do it today? Winning in for the Browns.
And let's be honest, the real storyline is the NFL did it again, whether we're talking about the COVID chaos and getting through that to Week 17, all the scenarios. We got 13 games that have playoff implications. Every playoff seed except the Chiefs' #1 seed could change hands today. The AFC, could we have 8? Half of the AFC could have 11 wins or more. And then maybe my favorite is the Giants could be division champs or have a top 5 draft pick by the end of the weekend.
Wow.
But if there's one game that I'm looking at, it's got to be Warner Bowl 3. And it just seems to be fitting that both of these teams are in win and in scenarios. And just go figure, starting quarterback for the Rams goes down with injury. We got a backup quarterback coming in to have to seal their fate for the playoffs. So unbelievable Week 17. Well done, NFL and all the teams across the league.
Kirk got to a Warner Bowl 3. Right here.
Warner Bowl.
I mean, he got up, he explained the 1, he explained the 2, and now he got a 3 in. I just think that's incredible. You guys are on me about not being with the Dallas Cowboys. I want you to understand what emotional support is. Emotional support is to help support me emotionally through it all. He knew I had to put that fire under the Dallas Cowboys, and they are here today, which is mind-boggling, with an opportunity to get to the playoffs. You think about this division, guys, the NFC East. This is the first time I got Ben on it, that every team in this division, every team's been in first place and every team's been in last place in this division this season. That's absolutely incredible. And the Dallas Cowboys, guys, that's just the storyline, that the Cowboys threw it all.
Yes.
Through it all.
Can we just make one if you wouldn't mind keeping this shot for a second, could we all of us on this set, everybody in the control room, everybody with the NFL Network, just make a pledge that if the Cowboys make the playoffs, we give Champ a bath. We have to. Okay. Champ must be groomed for the playoffs.
Clean. Champ looks ready, man.
We must make this pledge.
Oh, my God.
I mean, that's like 12 weeks of Michael Irvin makeup on that dog snout.
That's love. That's love, ain't it, Champ? That's love, ain't it?
We're better than this, is basically what I'm saying.
We are about to be in the playoffs.
Boy, talk about a big change of pace. Time to send it out to our reporters to get us ready for game day presented by Gillette. Kim Jones kicking it off in New Jersey. Kim?
Well, thanks so much, Rich, and Happy New Year, everyone. Absolutely. You know, when these two teams met in Week 5, the Cowboys lost Dak Prescott, awful injury, and the Giants fell to 0-5. Now, today's winner here at MetLife Stadium this afternoon wins the NFC East if the Eagles can beat the Washington football team. Speaking of which, good morning, Mike Garafolo.
Good morning, Kim. The Washington football team gets Alex Smith back at quarterback. Running back Antonio Gibson, he will play. Wide receiver Terry McLaurin, he will play as well. So this offense hoping to get back to running the football effectively, throwing off of that and being in rhythm. And Ron Rivera hoping his team gets back to playing loose after being tight the last couple of weeks. Now to Stacey Dales in Chicago.
Mike, there were some light